Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. These beautiful stones are ones that I had gotten from Monk and Moon recently, or I guess a few weeks ago, and I've been wanting to make a video about, like a little haul video. But since I'm kind of behind on my videos and I'm trying to get back into it, I thought it'd be a good time to do it now. So look at this crazy collection that I got. It's so awesome. Some of these stones were gifts. Some of them I purchased myself and ordered. I don't have like a deal worked out with them or anything. I just I refer them a lot because I really love their stones. I think that they're just one of my absolute favorite places to buy crystals, and they're super nice people. And I mean, you know, that's what you want when you're being a patron to a store. So anyway, I'm going to cover these stones with you, but first I'm going to smudge them with this Palo Santo. I still haven't gotten matches yet. When you get new stones, you should cleanse them. And I've done this a few times already since I've had them for a while. I've been working with them. But I thought it'd be nice to do it again. Okay, so let's start here. This is a piece of black moonstone. I know it doesn't look particularly black, but this is what you would call black moonstone, and you'll notice that a lot of these pieces are raw. Raw is my preferred way of getting stones, my preferred way of using them. They're more closer to source, closer to the way that they naturally are, and I feel like that just leaves them with better energy. The Moonstone is a nurturing stone. It's a very feminine energy stone, obviously, because it's related to the moon. Black moonstones have more of a protective nature than typical moonstone. So I would use this for someone who needed some emotional support or healing, who needed to be nurtured and comforted. Just gonna have to deal with the focus a little here. It's a really beautiful stone. It's actually my birthstone, and I love black moonstone. These 4 pieces are all moss agate. Sorry, camera angle is very unusual for me. Let's get used to it. So even though the pieces are all very unique, like how this one's very dark, and this one has a lot of whites. This one almost looks like tree agate, but it's still moss. These are good for growth. They're very natural, like a nature vibe, earth energy vibe. They're good for abundance as well, and really anything to do with plants. Like if you have a few of these and you put them in like your plant pots, the plants seem to really love that. They're really beautiful, and they have a really nice, soothing nature to them. I really like that they gave me pieces that have these flat sides to them, because I like to put those on my forehead or just while I'm gridding a body, they won't roll away. These are great for the heart chakra. I really love this one, as you can tell. It's just, the contrast looks so beautiful. Okay, here is a piece of raw tiger's eye. You can see that even though it's raw, it still has like a sheen to it. This is a pretty big piece. Tiger's eye is really good for confidence and things related to solar plexus energy and things like that, like personal power, personal energy. It's also good for your third eye as well, though. It's an abundance stone, so if you're looking to attract wealth or prosperity, abundance, tiger's eye is a good choice for you to be wearing or carrying with you. These three are some of the most beautiful carnelians I've ever seen. I absolutely love how it kind of looks like a crab, like a crab shell almost. Carnelian is like a water stone. You can see just by the texture, and this is natural carnelian. If you see carnelian that's very red, I mean this is very red, but I'll explain more, and has like lines in it, that's typically been heat treated as far as I know. I mean, I'm not really an expert, but when it's got this look, how this is natural, the way it's kind of transparent in areas and just has like a glow to it, or maybe not a glow, but what would you call that? Well, anyway, this is a great emotional stone, emotional healer. It's got a feminine energy as well. It's really good for your sacral chakra. I just love how they look, like interesting textures and patterns. I often see carnelian in stores and I'm never really drawn to it. I have some stones myself that I've used before for clients, and although I think that they definitely benefited my clients, it just never was a stone that I was drawn to until I saw these ones. Like, they're just so insanely beautiful and natural. I just feel very lucky to have come in contact with them. They have this like jelly kind of looking vibe. This one really has cool like top to it, the way it like bubbly almost. Yeah, so those are natural carnelian. Here's a piece of blue lace agate. This one is such an amazing stone for your throat chakra. I don't know how, but literally anytime my throat hurts, if I put this on my throat, the pain goes away. Like, you know when you swallow and your throat is like a little sore? Somehow this is very pain relieving of the throat, which I find is just absolutely incredible. Like, to have that much of a impact on like physical is really interesting to me. So since it works with the throat, it's good for expressing effectively. But my favorite purpose is just that it's such a healer, like physically, pain-wise. Alright, This is a piece of orbital jasper or ocean jasper. You can see the little bubbles on the top, and if you look from a side view, you can see the little circles, orbs on the side. Ocean jasper is, if you think about like the tide and just like letting go and just relaxing into the tide or the current, it's kind of that type of stone that just kind of lets you ease into things and let go a little bit. Go with the flow, so to speak, I guess. They're really beautiful. You see a lot of cabochons and spheres out of orbital jasper or ocean jasper, and they're stunning. It looks like you could just like squeeze it like a sponge or something. These two are ones that I've never experienced before until I got them. This is, you've seen a couple times, Hypersthene. It's also called velvet labradorite, but it is not a labradorite. It's actually like a volcanic stone. It has a beautiful flash and these kind of like foldy ribbon looking markings. This is very calming and soothing. I feel a strong connection to the heart chakra for this, as in it being like the nexus between the upper and lower chakras. So that's what I use it for typically myself. This is a pocket stone or palm stone shape. These are great shapes for also keeping under your pillow if you like to sleep with stones, because you know, they're not going to hurt you. You're not going to roll over and stab yourself or anything. This is really interesting. This is called larva kite, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a type of feldspar, which like Moonstone and labradorite are feldspars. I've never seen this before. When I first saw it, this was a gift, and I thought it was like maybe a type of granite or something, but it's too pretty. And it has these beautiful, flashy, rainbowy pieces. It's kind of hard to capture right now. This light isn't ideal for that. This is good for enhancing psychic ability, for studying and attaining new knowledge, or studying things that are new to you when you're acquiring a lot of knowledge at once and you kind of like could go into overload. This is a good stone for that. It's also protective and grounding, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not 100% sure why they shape it into this type of shape. I mean, it's really cute. It looks like a little battery or something, but I'm not so sure what the shape is for exactly. From my angle, I can see this like reddish, pinkish, orangish flash right here. Wish I could get it to do it for you. Not easy. Oh, maybe a little. Wow, you have to take my word for it. It's just extremely beautiful and really cute shape and comfortable to hold on to. Alright, here is a piece of lepidolite. Lepidolite is excellent for when you're sleeping, like to keep by your bed or under your pillow. This is a raw chunk. It's a type of mica. It has this really beautiful lilac kind of tone. It's good for connecting with spirit, your higher self. It has very soothing and relaxing, calming effects to it for sure. Great for nightmare protection and things like that. Here is a really beautiful, chunky piece of amethyst. I feel like amethyst is one of the best stones that you can use because it has so many different benefits, which is why it's kind of one that's hard for me to hold on to because I'm often giving it away when I get them or you know, just like passing them along. So I treated myself to this big, chunky, awesome piece, and I just love it. This has been known to be a sobriety stone. So if you're dealing with any addictions, amethyst is great for that. And addictions can be more than alcohol and drugs and stuff. You know, you can be addicted to certain types of foods or patterns or behaviors or video games or anything really. So that's something to keep in mind when you think about that. But that said, this is a stone that if you have had a couple of drinks or, you know, smoke weed or something, and when you hold it, it can sober you up. Now, like, please don't quote me on that and then, like, try to drive under the influence. I don't mean anything like that. But if you're not feeling too hot, like if you get home, you know, you're out or whatever, or, you know, you go to bed and you start to feel dizzy, I feel like all of us who drink have had that experience at least once. Having a piece of amethyst is very helpful for something like that. That cuts out the spins and starts to bring back your level of sobriety and sober you up. So it's nice for that. But in addition, it's great for your third eye. It's great for your crown, connecting to spirit, intuition. It's great for dream work. It has so many benefits. Headache, dream protection, things like that. Really, almost, it's really like one of the master stones, so it can be used for so many different things. And it's just gorgeous. Whenever I'm in contact with things like this, I'm just like, how is this real? Like, how does this come out of the earth so beautifully and so perfectly and with so many benefits and just wonderful things for us to bring into our lives? Okay. Which one? We're getting towards the end. Okay, so here's some bloodstone pieces. I have never really used bloodstone before. There's just so many stones, and you know, when you're building a collection, you just go for what you're drawn to. I was never really drawn to bloodstone. Again, I think it's because I never really saw the raw pieces before. Raw just have such a different vibe for me. Like, bloodstone cabochons and tumbled pieces are gorgeous. I don't mean that they're bad. I just wasn't ever particularly drawn to it. Whereas these, like, look at them, they're so amazing. These are highly protective. I feel like great, like, earth energy, and they're healing as well. So they're great for our physical bodies, physical nature. I don't have a ton of experience with bloodstone, so I'm sorry I can't provide more information, but suffice to say I'm very excited to start working with these more. The markings are just gorgeous. Bloodstone is a type of jasper. Okay, here is, I think on the website Monk and Lune calls this rainbow jasper. It's clearly like a red jasper. Sorry, my focus. It's clearly the type of red jasper, or predominantly red jasper. I guess it's not necessarily pre-seeded jasper, but it has red jasper qualities, which are protective and nurturing and calming. So the bloodstone too, since it's a jasper, would have that nurturing vibe to it. This would probably be really good for dream recall as well. Okay, this is so beautiful. It's a small tower obelisk type style of it's called a angel phantom. So phantom would be when there's an inclusion of some kind. Sometimes they don't call it a phantom, sometimes they call it something else. But this is called an angel phantom. It goes by other names as well, but I'm not entirely sure of them. So within this clear quartz is this, I'm not even sure what mineral that is. This was also a gift, so I'm not super knowledgeable on it, but it has wonderful energy. And I actually used this while I was recovering, or I still am, but during my surgery recovery time, I just was drawn to kind of meditate with it. And I know that I've said this before, but when you have a stone that you don't really know what to do with, or just any stone really, you can kind of take it and just kind of like drag it along your body and see where it wants to go. And this wanted to go to my sacral chakra right away. And the angelic kind of properties of it, I just kind of felt this feeling of healing and love being sent to the areas that I've had, that I had surgery on. So I felt really good after spending some time meditating with this and just letting myself benefit from it. So it's insanely beautiful. Like, you can't take your eyes off it. So you can put this on your table as like a generator or whatever. It's just so pretty. And last but not least, my favorite stone of all time. Oh my gosh, look at this gift, you guys. This is my favorite stone, which is Kambaba Jasper. Within it is like fossilized bacteria and algae that was responsible for creating the oxygen in our atmosphere. It's super old. Has these eyes, which make it great for kind of seeing, like into the past, into the unseen, using your third eye. It's a stone of growth. It's fertile. It's good for prosperity and love and all kinds of things like that. And just like, look at this thing. It looks like it's alive. Like, it looks like this amazing little cartoon thing. I don't know. I'm so in love with it. I'm so grateful. Those of you who have been following my channel for a while probably know already that this is my favorite. And I'm just so very grateful to have this raw piece. I've actually never seen a raw piece before, so you can imagine my surprise when I opened the box and saw this there. It's so interesting. It's such a fascinating stone. Alright, so while we're here, let's build a little grid. It's probably not going to be perfect. We'll make it a bit broken up. So we'll put this in the middle. Put this here. Take our grids don't have to be perfect. They can be however you want them to be. There we go. A gigantic kite. Alright, well, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I kind of just wanted to test out this camera angle. I'm taking baby steps at getting back into making videos because I know this sounds really crazy, but like my brain has not been working so wonderfully since my surgery. Like I'm okay, but I can't communicate as well as normal, so I'm just kind of pacing myself because I don't want to get too frustrated when I'm trying to make a video that needs a lot of verbal information. So anyway, hope that you found this relaxing and something pretty to look at. Thank you so much for the support, and as always, namaste.